Good morning, evening, afternoon, or whenever you may be listening. Welcome back to another episode of the Dear John podcast. I'm your host, John Moody, podcasting in a walk-in closet somewhere in Atwater Village, California. Again, thanks for coming back. This is the podcast where I give you dating and relationship advice, which is coming from me, a lifelong bachelor and possible commitment phobe. So take it at your own risk. Good to be back, y'all. It's been a minute, about 2 weeks since I've done this. And happy to be back. Just took a trip to Atlanta, my day job, which I will not discuss because I think people too many times they talk about their day jobs on social media or whatever. And hey, man, we get into some things here where maybe corporate at the job may not approve of. So let's just keep the day job during the day, and we'll keep the Dear John podcast, But anyway, they did send me to the ATL area. Actually, I went to Alpharetta, Georgia, but I went a day early so I could get a chance to check out Atlanta. Hot Atlanta. Had never been there before, and it's actually a place I thought about moving to years ago. Ended up staying here in LA. But one experience I wanted to share with y'all is I took a trip to the Magic City. Magic City, for those of you who don't know, is a world-renowned strip club in the ATL, and at least 2, maybe 3 people were like, well, you gotta go to Magic City. And these weren't just the fellas, okay? These were female friends of mine as well, telling me that I needed to go to the Magic City. So, I got in, went to dinner with a really good friend of mine, and she made sure that I didn't sleep with anybody while in the ATL because she reminded me of the high rate of HIV. Especially in the area I was in downtown. Had a really nice room at the downtown Hilton. Expedia.com works, y'all. I'm telling you, check it out. But she was funny because I must have had "I'm here to sleep with somebody" slapped on my forehead because she kept warning me and don't go here and sleep with it. And if you go to Magic City, you should go, but don't sleep with anybody. They all got something in there. So I told her that wasn't my intention, that I intended to come back by myself and go to my room by myself. But anyway, I did go to Magic City and I did not enjoy it. It's been years since I've been to a strip club, and the reason I didn't enjoy it's not because I don't enjoy looking at the female form. I definitely do. But man, they were young. They were really young in there. I mean, I'm thinking they were like in their early 20s. And to be honest, I mean, I haven't been in my early 20s in a long time. And I don't know. I prefer a more mature body. And I just thought it was downright creepy. I mean, listen, it would be hard enough for me to date a woman in her 20s. In fact, I probably wouldn't do it. But let's just say, hopefully I'm open-minded enough that if I met a woman in her 20s and we really hit it off and we really dug each other, I wouldn't keep age, something none of us can do anything about. It's almost like, not dating someone because of, social class or race or whatever. People kind of can't do anything about that, but they can't help that. But you can come to an understanding. You can have certain experiences that you share together, whatever. So hopefully I'd be open-minded enough. But at least then, if I was to date a woman in her late 20s, at least that's a choice she's making, as opposed to me paying for, a young woman to grind up on me or something like that. So I definitely wasn't going to get a lap dance, that's for sure. I threw out some money as a tip just because, you shouldn't go in there and just kind of, you are looking and stuff like that. I mean, you should at least throw a couple dollars out to somebody. But I spent most of my time talking to the young lady at the bar, serving drinks, the barmaid. And I'm glad I didn't act like an ass because, as it turns out, she's like best friends with one of my cousins. So I didn't learn that until like a couple days later. But anyway, I just didn't enjoy it. And I left early. I had a voiceover audition come through. And that was like, okay, it's time for me to go. But it made me thinking, why such young women? I mean, don't get me wrong, there were young guys in there too, which made me wish that maybe there was a strip club for like older women, like 35, 36 and up, 40-year-old women who are still in shape. And then I was thinking, damn, what's wrong with me that I'm wishing that there are women in their late 30s and early 40s that still got to strip to make a living. Like, hopefully, you don't have to do that. But if you did, you're able to stock enough money away and move on to something else to where you ain't got to be stripping in your 40s and your late 30s and late 40s or whatever. So just let you know, I'm still kind of messed up. As enlightened as I like to think I am, there's still part of me that is a male chauvinist pig. I'm trying to get rid of all of it, but some of it is still there. Anyway, that was my experience at Magic City, and the company trip was cool. I went by myself, and that was, I don't know. I mean, parts of me wished I hadn't gone alone, and then other parts I was like, I'm glad I did, especially when we're doing all the corporate stuff, because that's just boring for anybody. If you ever take anybody on a company trip, it's nice. Actually, someone did that for me once. An ex-girlfriend took me to one of her company trips years ago, and there just weren't that many work-related activities. So, I mean, with me there were, and some of that stuff can be a lot for a spouse who has no idea or no interest in the company. But it was cool. Definitely glad I made that pit stop in Atlanta. Definitely plan on going back just to check it out, because that was cool. I enjoyed it and hope to get back. Anyway, that's what's been going on with me. We are now in we're near the end of September, so we're going into October, the fall season. This is the time of year when folks, if you're back on the East Coast or up in the North, in the colder regions, where you want to settle down and get that winter girlfriend. Not that you should be changing girlfriends or boyfriends by the season, but I'm just saying this is the time of year when you gonna be indoors. You might want to be indoors with somebody. But anyway, I've got these emails that asking for advice. And again, if you have dating or relationship question you want me to answer, send that to dearjohnpodcast at gmail.com. So let's get to the first email. Dear John, at what point in a relationship should the password and or access to cell phones be shared? Wow, that's a deep question, and that depends on the couple. Because on the one hand, it shows a lot of trust to give your spouse access to your phone, or let them have your password to where, whether you're around or not, they can just pick up your phone and see who's been calling, see who's been texting. That's a lot of trust, okay? On the other hand, it shows there ain't much trust if passwords have to be shared. Like, I need to know who's been texting you and who's been calling you and who you've been calling. So I'm not sure. Personally, I have independence issues, which means I would feel very violated if a girlfriend went through my phone. Now, I did this once. It was a woman I was dating. She became my girlfriend, but when we were dating, we were getting kind of close and everything. I let her go through my phone, but she was a comedian and able to make me laugh about it. So it was funny. I mean, it was actually humorous. I mean, at one point, she's going through my phone contacts, and then she saw one number, furrowed a bar up her brow, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, what's up? And then she's like, real suspicious. She said, who is grandma? Okay, and a woman who go through my phone every day, I mean, you can do that every day. If you'll make me laugh like that, go ahead, take it. Let's have a ball. Let's laugh. But I wouldn't do well with having my text messages gone through when I leave the room. Just because I text dumb stuff to people and I get stuff back. I don't know. It just wouldn't be a good thing. One of my boys, though, he's doing this right now. He's in a relationship, and he doesn't even have a password on his phone. And his girlfriend will occasionally go through his phone, and she will occasionally question him about the naked pics that women sent him before they met. He got so many, he hasn't deleted them all. And every now and then, she might come across one, and he's got to explain that was before they met, and then he will delete it in front of her. But again, I can't be that dude. Stay out of my phone. I'm going to stay out of yours because, see, my mind, I'm going to see something suspicious anyway. Ain't even got to be nothing suspicious, but I have a creative, messed up mind. Okay, so, I'm going to see something that looks suspicious, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything right away because it's not enough. But I will store it as evidence until I can piece the puzzle together. And then what happens is I learned that I was building a case on bullshit and wasted time being suspicious of nothing. So I ain't going through the girl's phone. And Lord knows what she can find in mine. I mean, it might look incriminating, and she'd have to be a fool not to believe something is up, except there isn't. It's just some dumb shit. And that's why I avoid all of this, not only by not giving my phone number and my password, but by not being in a relationship to begin with. See, this keeps me protected. Got to worry about all that. Anyway, this question enough has stressed me out. Just thinking about what it would be like if, I had a woman going through my phone and questioning me about this. I can't do that. I ain't got that to do. But at what point a relationship is so, y'all got to make your minds up on that. Hopefully you're real serious, and at a certain point that stuff just kind of falls off anyway, because it does look strange if you're with somebody and there's passwords and stuff like that. I don't know. Good question. Next email. Dear John, what is your take on long distance relationships? Do you think they can work, and is there a cap on how long it can work? Let me tell you something about long distance relationships. All right, this is my theory about long distance relationships. I think they work out. I think they can last a long time. I think they work out better than relationships where people are in the same city and see each other all the time. And I think they work because it's so much harder to get caught cheating in a long distance relationship. I mean, come on. That's got to be the only advantage of being in a long distance relationship, because you could literally bring your side piece home for days at a time and not have to worry about getting caught. I mean, unless you don't clean well and your dude or your lady, they come in from out of town for a visit, and then they want to know why there's 2 champagne glasses on the nightstand because your trifling ass and left them there for days or weeks. And who got 2 champagne glasses in the damn room? Anyway, true story, actually happened to me once. No, I didn't have 2 champagne glasses in the room. Woman I seen had 2 champagne glasses in the room. We weren't really established as boyfriend and girlfriend, so I guess, she was allowed to do that. But yeah, it was something else. Yes, I called her on it too. Turns out it was her. I think that's the night I found out she had a boyfriend. But anyway, back to long distance relationships. I'm not saying everybody in a long distance relationship cheats, or at least not right away. But eventually somebody's going to cheat in a long distance relationship, because look, you got folks living under the same roof thinking they can get away with it. So if someone has to get to you, on a plane in order to be there within a day, they're going to think they can get away with it. Especially if the girlfriend or the boyfriend isn't familiar with the city or knows anywhere, anybody living there who might be able to bump into you. And again, I'm not going to say anymore, because I'm not here to give you cheating advice. I'm not trying to let people know how they should get away with cheating and how they can do so in a long distance relationship. I think a long distance relationship works because another reason is because it's hard to get sick and tired of somebody if you only get to see them 2 or 3 times a month. And that's a cool thing too, is like when you do see them, you're genuinely always happy to see them because you don't get to see them much. But some people, they really need to see their dude or their woman or their, whatever, every day, every single day, and for hours at a time. And I guess that's why people eventually get married and live together, because they want to be together that much. But again, that's something, folks do. Anyway, that's it. We're going to call this a short one. I just got 2 emails this week. So again, if you need some advice, or you just want to have a laugh and throw some shit my way and see what I'm going to say, send that to dearjohnpodcast@gmail.com. Also, please don't forget to follow me on Facebook. Throw a lot of crazy jokes and stuff out there. And then check out the Urban Beat Weekly, www.theurbanbeatweekly.com. That's your site for news, satire, the best fake news you're going to find. All right. And Instagram at John B. Moody. JB Moody 716. That's Instagram. And Twitter is at John B. Moody. All right, y'all. That's it. Enjoy the rest of the week. I hope you're enjoying. I think today is the first day we're getting into the fall weather. So enjoy. All right, y'all. Be easy like Sunday morning. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Yeah, bottoms. Big bag of bottoms. Bump for you boys on the block. Okay.